Hello, gorgeous. Yeah, you slow blink me. Yeah. I swear to God, Tigger is the laziest organism ever to exist on the face of God's good earth. All day. She's been there all day. And it's now 7:15 in the evening. She's old. She's allowed to. Right, I do apologise for continuing to bore you all with videos about my houseplants. But they're a bit of a novelty to me. It's a new thing. And I'm really enjoying watching their progress. These are the melons. I grow them here every year. Nothing special there, nothing to report. But don't they look nice out in the conservatory, eh? Training them up along the top and around the edges. And we have got quite a few. It's late in the year, but that's the nature of this year. We have got quite a few forming there, look. Got some fairly decent sized ones appearing on all the plants. And they taste gorgeous as well. They're nicer than anything you can buy in the shop. Right, carnivorous plants then. That's the whole point of this. A few things since my last update have occurred. The Venus flytrap has flowered. The Drosera is about to flower. The big sarasinia has put on multiple new pictures. The nepenthes have also put on new pictures. And just today I picked up a different variety of sarasinia. One I've never seen before. Right, let's start with the Venus flytrap. As you can see, it's been catching all sorts. They're all in there, look. Flies, hoverflies, spiders. It's been having a right feast. And I cut them off today because it's a young plant and I want it to save its energy. But just today I snipped off one of its flowers there, look. It was standing up there like that. Now these carnivorous plants, they all tend to do the same thing. Because they want pollinators to come and pollinate the flower, it would be a bit silly of them to eat those pollinators. So they all tend to do the same thing, these carnivorous plants. They'll have their insect catching capabilities down at ground level, but they'll shoot their little flower all the way up so that it can get pollinated without the pollinators being eaten. Anyway, for the purposes of maximising a young plant, I've actually removed that. Maybe next year, when it's a bit bigger and a bit stronger, I'll let it flower and I'll let it go to seed. But ain't it doing well, eh? Ain't that doing lovely? I remember as a kid I bought Venus flytraps, or was given Venus flytraps quite a few times, and I always died because I didn't know what I was doing. I'm quite happy with that. Quite a beautiful specimen. Now, the Drosera here, the sundew. Let's just quickly show you what it's been eating. You can see on there it's got small flies. It's got gnats. And one thing I've noticed is that when it catches a slightly large... This one does tend to get the smaller insects, whereas the flytrap will get quite large ones. The sundew will take mostly gnats, but when it does on occasion get a slightly larger feast, like that little fly there, and that little fly there, as it struggles, because it's bigger, as it struggles, the leaf will actually curl round and trap it to stop it escaping. But then once it's dead and digested, the leaf will unfurl again. So, for example, this one here, when it caught that fly, the leaf doubled over to stop it escaping and keep it trapped on these little sticky hairs, look. And if something's struggling too much, it'll actually curl over and hold it in place so it can't escape. But it's also flowering, about to flower. Look, same situation again. You've got the insect trapping capabilities down here at ground level. And can you see these curly little flower heads that it's starting to send up? There you go, look. Again, same as the fly trap. These are going to straighten right out. They'll be up here by the time they actually burst into flower. But they're all over the place, look. One there, one there. One there, one there. One at the back there. don't know what the flowers are going to look like once they actually bloom. They look like they're sort of multiple flower heads. If you look at that bud there, look. I think it's going to be lots of little flowers popping out. But they won't be long. I might leave those, although I took them off the fly trap. I might leave these ones because it's just clearly doing so well. I don't think it's going to be any detriment to the plant to allow it to flower. Lots more pictures on my original sarasinia. When I got it, it only had that one and that one. But over the last few weeks, it's thrown up this one and this one and this one. There's more little ones on the way down here, look. Even more of them. And you can see that tiny little... Let's get in on that one there, look. Where are we? There we are. Focus. It might not. But can you see that tiny little nick on the end there? And then if you look at a slightly bigger one, you've still got that tiny little nick just there. And even when they're fully grown, that's still in place. That little nick still there on the end, still sitting there. There it is. From the tiniest little hint of a new picture. Now the nepenthes, they've been putting on new pictures as well. We've got a nice one starting to form just there, and we've got this new leaf on top with another little one just starting to come through on the end. Now this one here, which is the nepenthes Gaia, look at that, that's a brand new picture. That's appeared in the last month, 6 weeks. There was no picture whatsoever. Well, there was a little bud of a picture like this one. A little bud like that. And in the last 4 to 6 weeks it's grown into the biggest, strongest looking picture that this plant's got. That's great, isn't it? I'm obviously doing something right for once. These plants are quite enjoying the conservatory. And there's another one just starting to form around here. I like to keep them nice and moist. I keep them sprayed. Apparently humidity is the key with these. And then I've got this one which I picked up today. That's another sarasinia. I know it looks a bit like an nepenthes. It's not. It's a sarasinia, like these ones, the North American pitcher plant. But it's a much more compact variation of a sarasinia. Quite a chubby little, chunky looking little fella. Isn't that lovely, eh? Look at that. I got it home this afternoon and I repotted it. And I've given it a light little foliar feed, because when you get them home from the garden centre, you don't know if it's been in the right compost. It needs to be very low in nutrients. You don't know if it's actually been catching any insects while it's been at the nursery, and then in transport, and then in the garden centre. So when I got it home, I repotted it in proper carnivorous plant soil, because you can never be quite sure what it's in the shop. And I also gave it a little light misting with some quarter strength foliar feed. What I actually use, I use orchid feed, this stuff, look. I use orchid feed, but the recommendation is you only use it at a quarter strength. So I dilute it right down. There's somebody at the door. I'm going to have to call this a day. I'll give it a light spray, squirt a little bit into the pitchers, and that keeps them healthy and happy. That was just Rachel's mate wanting to borrow my cat carrier. Apparently there's a cat somewhere that needs rescuing, so I've lent her my box. Right, last thing. The blue-titted cactus here. It's showing signs of nipples, but no titties. So we'll catch that one later. Take care.